That's pretty freaking good. That's a Panzer. Oh my god. Definitely holds up when going against a Panzer. Are you kidding me? And gone. Look at that. Look at that. That's just ridiculous. It's wave 3. So yeah, it's not even that insane of health, but what other gun? What other gun does this on wave 3? Just like, oh, bye. What other gun? Hey, word up. Hey, Panzer. Hey, Panzer. Bye, Panzer. Oh, it melts. Dude, I wish he'd open his critical spot. I would love to do critical damage on order right now. And gone, dude. These are ridiculous. We took out not only the Panzer, but Orda in like no time. All right, and welcome back, guys. As you know, early this week, I made a video on the AMP-63 and how it's probably one of the single best weapons in the entire game for high rounding on round-based modes. In that video, one of the most popular comments I saw is how good was this in Outbreak and how good was it against the Legion boss fight. So yesterday on stream, we embarked to go do the Easter egg with this weapon. And yeah, I can definitely say this weapon did not disappoint. Now, linked below, I'm going to have a video showing you how to unlock the AMP-63 in about 15 minutes. And I'm also going to have the video showing how this weapon performs on round 85 plus. If you're new here and want to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Even if you've already subscribed, just go ahead and double check. Every single video, I'm getting reports of people who have been subbed, who have got unsubbed from my channel. On top of that, everyone who's going to leave a like, comment, and watch this video in its entirety, I really do appreciate the crap out of you. So after taking these into Outbreak and doing the Easter egg on stream yesterday, I can hands down say that this is probably one of the single best weapons to do for this boss fight. I have never been able to beat the Outbreak Easter egg solo before, mainly because I've only tried it a handful of times and I was always running out of time. But taking these into Outbreak, one, it was super easy to get to the boss fight. That's because these things absolutely melt zombies and even elites. This thing would take down a Megaton, it'd take down a Panzer, any sort of boss this thing would just annihilate. And it did massive damage. It took me around 3.5 minutes to complete the entire Legion boss fight. And prior to this, I was running out of time when trying the solo. I was using the M16, and most of the time, I would let the entire 8 minutes go away without fully killing him. This had no issue. Every single time I brought Legion to the ground, I was able to break an orb, all times but one. One time I was kind of distracted by zombies, and I wasn't able to shoot his orb. This thing just demolishes him. It does 2,000 damage per bullet. Keep in mind, the M16 does 3,000. And yeah, the M16's a burst, so if you hit all 3 bursts, it does about like 9,000. But keep in mind how much ammo this has, and you have 2 of them. So if you're hitting both bullets at the same time, you're doing 4,000 damage, and the fire rate and just everything is insane about it, and it drops this Legion boss fight. Unlike any other weapon I've seen tested, anything like that. It is just ridiculous. There, however, are a few tips I have to give to you to be able to use this weapon properly. I've seen a lot of people in the community saying, oh, this weapon's garbage, it falls off after round 30. And on the other side, people are saying this is like one of the best weapons in terms of time to kill in the entire game. The reason for that is it depends on how you're running it, how it's set up, and if you're hitting headshots with it. To be able to use this weapon properly, you 100% have to be using it akimbo and have to be aiming for headshots. This weapon greatly benefits from hitting headshots, and if you're hitting headshots with it, its DPS is just ridiculous, and it definitely puts it in one of the top 3 weapons in the game right now. And as for akimbo, I'm just going to run through my entire class setup real quick. For the muzzle, I'm running the Flash Guard 9. For the barrel, I am running the Task Force barrel. I know a lot of people criticize this, saying you shouldn't be running it because your maximum starting ammo is decreased. However, with ammo boxes everywhere, I still am going to be running the Task Force barrel. That extra 3% damage is just too good to give up. For the body, I'm running the Ember Sighting Point because that plus 25% hipfire accuracy is ridiculous. For the magazine, I'm rocking the bottom one here. However, I've seen some people running the 25 round mag. I still prefer this one just because that additional 40% reload speed, and you're going to want to reload a ton with these things. And then for the most important attachment, the stock attachment, obviously we're running the dual wield attachment right here. Now, another super important thing to run while using this weapon is Deadshot. You want to buy Deadshot as one of your first few perks. That's because of this skill upgrade right here. Reduce hip fire spread. So while using these akimbo, you're going to be able to more accurately hip fire the zombies in the headshot, which is going to drop the enemy so much freaking quicker. That, and you're able to deal the 100% extra critical damage if the zombie's at full health. And it's a little bit funny because the aim assist from Deadshot doesn't affect the new pistol whatsoever. So if you're running a single one of these, Deadshot really isn't going to help you, but if you're running akimbo, that reduced hipfire spread is going to make these things a laser. And then for your field upgrade, you want to run either Frenzy Guard or Aether Shroud. Both of these are pretty good options. I personally use Frenzy Guard just because it charges quite a bit quicker. Now for the ammo mod I recommend on these, I ran Cryo Freeze for pretty much the entire game. Being able to slow down the enemies, deal that additional damage, and just with how quick it activates, Cryo Freeze is definitely my go-to for these. But yeah, after you got all that set up, you're ready to go in and do the boss fight. And if you've struggled completing the boss fight solo before, definitely try this out. I think this is going to make it a lot easier for you, especially if you're getting to the Legion boss fight and you keep failing because you run out of time. This is going to do so much more DPS to the boss fight. It's going to help you actually complete it and beat it probably a lot quicker than you ever would have thought you would have been able to do it. All in all, I'm super happy with this weapon so far. The only thing I haven't tested with it yet is going to high rounds and Outbreak. Just because this weapon is super good for round-based high rounds doesn't mean it's going to perform the same in Outbreak. With the way armor works in Outbreak, just because something's good in round-based doesn't mean it's going to do the same in Outbreak. So maybe we'll test that at some point and see if this is a good weapon for high rounding in Outbreak. But yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this here, guys. Definitely tell me how you feel about this weapon, and definitely if you've used it for the Outbreak Easter egg, definitely let me know how that went. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is the final one, boys. Dude, look at just that pure damage. It's doing 2,000 damage per shot. That's like the freaking M16 does 3,000. That's just gone. Yeah. I'm going to say this is probably going to be the easiest way to beat the boss fight. If you're trying to kill this boss, use these akimbo pistols, especially if you're playing solo. This is a pretty hard Easter egg solo, but that made it so freaking easy, man. I want to take the last few moments here to thank everyone who's became a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, and an extra special thanks to everyone who's taken it a step farther. We've got the man whose name should be really easy to pronounce, Ya Master. We've got Chef, aka Chief, aka Classified. The man who needs no introduction, Hunter Ronaldo. And then last but not least, the man with the most stable PS5 ever, DX 2069. All of these people have taken it a step above and beyond and became Unlocked++ members on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. True homies.